Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and the holiday uniforms for 2020, the sneak peek for Groot and White Fox's uniforms has finally dropped. So let's take a look. There's actually a lot more to it than just the two uniforms, and we'll talk about that. Select heroes are preparing new looks to celebrate the upcoming holiday season. They need to drop Halloween themed uniforms next year. Anywho, agents, what comes to mind when you hear the word holiday? Maybe a tree. There's your Groot hint. Maybe frolicking in the snow like a fox. There's your White Fox hint. Looks like some heroes had the same idea. Here's a sneak peek. We'll watch it in a second. And then they confirm it outright. Please welcome the new winter-themed uniforms for Groot and White Fox arriving this holiday season. Now, if you go ahead and check it out, we're going to watch it in-game together because we can get the whole sound effect thing going on, although we lose the in-game sounds briefly. You can check it out here. Okay. Very nice. Bum, bum. It's got a little jingle. Okay. All right, so let's go back now and watch it again. This time I'm going to pause it on two particularly important parts of the video. So right at the beginning, you see the Holiday Lady Deadpool and Holiday Gwenpool uniforms. These were released last year, at the end of last year. Huge power spike for Gwenpool. Gigantic, colossal power spike for Holiday Lady Deadpool. Literally making Deadpool the best world boss clearing character until Beta Ray Bill. And still, Deadpool is the best for Proxima and the best for a lot of other world bosses, or one of the best. Just an insane power spike uniform, but it has not been on sale once since Christmas last year. So 365 days people have had to wait for this uniform. Now, you might be wondering, is this uniform coming back? Yes or no? Well, I have good news for you. Check out this. This is the old sneak peek of Deadpool and Gwenpool. They definitely upgraded for the new ones, but this is Danny Koo on Twitter confirming, well, new holiday uniforms or new holiday costumes coming to Marvel Future Fight, and old ones too. So he knows, and the devs know as much as we know, how badly we want these uniforms to return. So yes, it's basically confirmed that these uniforms are going to be returning. So hopefully you have saved up an appropriate amount of crystals. Let's keep going here. So the rest of the video keeps playing, and then we get this here. Now this is really cute, and there's actually some cool hints here. So you have two Lil Buddy. Lil Buddy would be Baby Groot, okay? And then it says from RR, which would be Rocket Raccoon. Really nice. So Rocket's gifting Lil Baby Groot this Halloween, or this holiday snowflake uniform. Snowflake Festival uniform. It's got the Guardians of the Galaxy icon there on the packaging, on the wrapping paper, and then the snow wrapping paper box is to Ami, which is White Fox's non-super name, and it's from I think it's Sale, and that is Luna Snow's non-super name. So again, White Fox and Groot getting these uniforms. Really nice touch there. And the cool thing about White Fox and Baby Groot is they are both speed type characters. So I actually really like this choice of characters. Groot is an excellent choice for Halloween, for holidays, and for Christmas because he's a tree. So just add the leaves, right? Add the green leaves and add some snow, and he's literally a Christmas tree. So that's a really, really good one. It'll be nice to see how cute Baby Groot is with that uniform. And then for White Fox, I like White Fox a lot, actually. And if you're a fan of Naruto, you probably like White Fox too, for obvious reasons. So it'll be cool to see her get a uniform that's a bit less serious than this Lifestyles uniform. Honestly, I wasn't a huge fan of this Lifestyles uniform just because it was a bit too serious. It was a bit too like office worker slash, off-duty cop type stuff. I just wasn't a big fan of it. I liked it more, to be honest, than this one because this one hides her face and the tails just looked unrealistic. This looked way, way cooler and way more like an animal, which is just dope because she's the Kumiho. She actually had pretty nice shoes too, if you look at it that way. She's got some nice high heels. But yeah, hopefully the uniform will be really high detail, and it should be a massive power spike for these two speed characters, which is nice. I like speed characters, and they've not been getting the love that they deserve, in my opinion. We've had some good speed characters this year, but very few in comparison to the other types. Obviously, Universal reigns supreme, but, the speed types are probably last place this year in particular. So, new uniforms for Groot and White Fox, and then the returning uniforms, the return of the most coveted, the most popular uniform in the game for Deadpool. If you do not have the crystals for this uniform, I strongly recommend you get the crystals for this uniform. I know there's a boycott, but I am giving you my permission as much as I can give you my permission in whatever capacity I have, which is none. But, you know, I will not judge you. I will not, you know, say anything negative at all if you spend a few dollars to get enough crystals to get this uniform, because if we look at the time frame and we look at sort of the precedent, if you miss this uniform this year in whatever, tomorrow when the update drops, or tonight, it's not coming back for another year. So hopefully they update the rewards soon before this uniform goes off sale so that nobody feels guilty about buying crystals to pick up this uniform. But I highly recommend you buy this uniform. I don't think they're going to replace this uniform anytime soon. It is highly coveted and it's just really strong. Minus 80 all defense down is the highest we have in the game for any character to date. So Deadpool has not been taken, has not been surpassed by any character in the game, even including tier 3 skills. Yeah, tier 3 skills are only going up to minus 70. So I strongly recommend, if you don't have this uniform, that you don't miss your opportunity to get this uniform. I'll give you a really quick reminder of the optionals for it. If the game decides to load, we have Mr. Fantastic, Archangel, Miles Morales Into the Spider-Verse, Quicksilver Legacy, and Groot GOTG2, which is Baby Groot. Yes, the other uniform that's coming back is the Gwenpool uniform. Now, this one is also a huge power spike for Gwenpool, but the only difference is she doesn't have a tier 3, she doesn't have an Awakening or Transcendence, and she never even got level 70. She's basically become a meme at this point because it's like they've forgotten about her in the game. We don't know what's going on, if they're waiting, if Marvel said, you know, hold on, we're going to release a Gwenpool comic in the future and we want you to coincide her tier 3 with that. We have no idea, but for a level 60 character, she can do stage 60, 70, 80 Proxima. That's how powerful she is. She doesn't have, actually, I think she has all defense down. She has cold resistance down, which is very rare, but very good. And I think she doesn't have all defense down, no. So she hits that hard, wow. She hits that hard without having all defense down. By the way, guys, she hits really hard. She can do like stage 100 Shadowland. For level 60, that's basically impossible for any other character. So this uniform may come back again for real money. Basically, the way it works is, if you didn't know from the, it's the same as the Enchantress uniform. Essentially, the uniform will be purchasable. Well, if they follow last year's model, this uniform will be purchasable for coins, like tokens. And in order to get the tokens, you'll have to buy things in game with real money. So it's basically, you know, you exchange about $30 worth of money, exchange rates pending. You'll get some other items as well. You don't just get nothing. You don't just buy tokens. You buy other things like a mega rank up ticket or whatever, tier 3 materials, whatever it is. And then you get the tokens. Then you use the tokens to buy her uniform from the event shop. That's basically how it would work. It would be amazing if they sold this uniform for crystals this year. That would be amazing, because it would show that, you know, if you want a head start, you buy the uniform for real money, and then a year later we'll sell it to everybody for crystals. That would be the best possible option. I don't think they're gonna go that route because they like money, but that would be the best option in my opinion. Again, one more time, just to cover the optionals here: Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ant-Man, War Machine, Infinity War, Crystal Fantastic Four, Hela Ragnarok, and Falcon, all new, all different, or all new and different. So these two uniforms are coming back. Her uniform is a huge bump, but she's not a meta character just because she doesn't have tier 3 and level 70. But let me tell you right now, if she got a tier 3 skill, she would probably be meta because she hits that hard. Her skills do an insane amount of damage, and presumably Groot and White Fox are going to be meta as well because they can go to level 70. And then if you compare them to Cable and Enchantress, their uniforms were pretty meta as well. Cable basically, I don't know where the hell Cable is. For Cable, it took Doctor Strange getting tier 3 to overshadow this uniform, and it's still a really good uniform. Still a really good uniform, very strong. And then Enchantress is just amazing. So there's like a 1% chance that these uniforms for Groot and White Fox are going to be skippable. It all just comes down to how much they're going to cost, and it also comes down to how they're obtained. So we'll have to wait and see. Again, presumably, if they're following last time's model and last year's model, one of the two uniforms, either Groot or White Fox, will be purchasable for real money, which you exchange for tokens. The other one will be available for crystals. Again, whether it's discounted like Holiday Lady Deadpool was, which was 1,000 or less if you had the Synergy uniform, or if it's going to be full cost like Cable, which was annoying as hell. We have to wait and see. Here are the data mined optional uniforms for Groot and White Fox. This is not the actual uniform. This is a Jonesy Fortnite thing. This is just a joke by the data miner. We've got Star-Lord Grounded, Sabretooth, Uncanny, Thing Future Foundations, Thanos Endgame, and then Rogue Uncanny. Pretty annoying to see them putting a native tier 2 and a Crystal Wall character in every single list of optionals nowadays, but it is what it is. They need money. And then for White Fox, again, that's not what she's going to look like. You've got Amadeus Cho, Brawn, Apocalypse Messiah, Cyclops Phoenix 5, Beast Uncanny, and then Crescent Lifestyles again. Native tier 2. And then you've got an actual paywall rather than just a crystal wall in Sabretooth. So those are the optionals there. Presumably both of these uniforms are going to be quite meta. And then we also have the return, thankfully, the return of these 2 uniforms. So yeah, like I said, in whatever capacity, you know, if it matters, if you care what my opinion is, I will not judge you whatsoever for picking up these uniforms because they are literally once a year uniforms. And as much as I want the devs to improve the rewards, you know, I don't think that it's going to, I don't think they're going to be, you know, hypothetically, right? If people are going to get upset and be like, oh my gosh, Alex, the boycott, you're ruining the boycott. Okay, let's be serious here. It's not like the devs are sitting on their desk and they're 1 second, 1 minute away from caving to the boycott, right? They're all sitting at the desk, staring at each other, sweating. And then suddenly they get a report. You know, one of the interns runs in and he's like, look, boss, everyone's buying the holiday uniforms. And then they all breathe a big sigh of relief and they're like, oh, okay, we don't have to cave to the boycott anymore. Alex loses. That's not happening, right? That's not the case. So don't worry. Pick up these uniforms if you want, right? If you want to play with these characters, if you want to have fun with these characters, if you want the power spike for Deadpool, etc., whatever. They're once a year uniforms. So I do make an exception for something like that for you guys because I've had a year to enjoy it. So I know how good it is. Some of you haven't. I feel bad. I want you to enjoy it. Have fun. Enjoy the game. I want you to enjoy the game. The channel's made to enjoy the game. I didn't make the channel to bash the game or to, you know, derail the game or whatever. I made the channel to enjoy the game and share my enjoyment with you guys. So yeah. I don't personally know if I'm going to buy both uniforms yet. I'm definitely going to be picking up the one that's for sale for crystals. As you can see, I've been a good boy and I haven't bought Iron Patriot's uniform. And I'm sitting pretty at 2,100 crystals, so I should have enough to cover either Groot or White Fox. If they're both sold for crystals, I may have a Sophie's Choice situation on my hands, but we'll have to wait and see what happens at that point in time. So let me know what you guys think of these 2 new uniforms and which one you're going to be picking up, if any. And then let me know what you think of the holiday uniforms in general and the return of Holiday Lady Deadpool and Holiday Gwenpool. Should Gwenpool get a Transcendence or an Awakening skill or a tier 3? Yeah. Hit me up in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you later on tonight on stream to cover these new uniforms and this new like mini update. And then for another video. Take care.